What's up, guys? Welcome. Good morning, Crypto FUD. Let's jump right into this. All right, guys. So we got a big morning ahead of us. Hope you guys have your coffees, your pre-workouts, you did your stretches, get the crust out of your eyes. Good morning, guys. Happy Friday. It is Friday, guys. Let's jump right into this, guys. So we have unemployment numbers that are going to be dropping today in the next less than 30 minutes. In about 26 minutes from now, we have unemployment numbers that are going to be dropping. So let's see what's going on. Let's start a poll up before everybody gets here. Larry, what's going on? TJ, Jay, what's going on, guys? Let's start a poll before we even start getting busy here. Let's see. All right. So just dropped a poll. What do you guys think? Are we headed up or are we headed down? Let's see here. So for right now, 26 minutes, 24 or 25 minutes until the unemployment numbers drop, non-farm payrolls drop. So we're forecast to see that unemployment's going to drop from 4.3 to 4.2. You guys know yesterday, if you caught the stream, I was basically voicing my opinion, saying that I think it's hard to believe that we're going to just start trickling down in unemployment when we've been steadily moving up every time the numbers are released, we've been moving up, right? So it's a little bit odd that we're going to be moving down. In my opinion, you guys know, I honestly think that unemployment's a lot higher than 4.3 than, versus the numbers that they're providing us. So take it how you want it. And then as far as non-farm payrolls, they're basically saying that last month we basically created 160,000 more jobs compared to previous month of 114,000. So with that being said, what they're indicating with the forecast is that we're going to see unemployment come down a smidget, which is great. And we're going to see as far as the forecast for the jobs created is going to come up, right? So let me give you guys a couple scenarios here. So if unemployment meets forecasts or even comes down a little bit less, right? So 4.2 or less, the markets most likely are going to rally, right? And you're like, well, that's kind of a inverse of what we've been seeing for the last 6-7 months, right? Because the markets have been rallying off of unemployment moving up. Well, now that unemployment's moved up considerably, like I told you guys, we're at this threshold for unemployment that if they don't get a grip on it, it could spiral out of control. And this is where you have the recession fears that have been spiraling back up in the last few weeks, right? So unemployment numbers if they meet forecasts or come down below the 4.2, good for the markets. If we meet 4.2, and remember, I'm throwing 4.2 back in there because if we hit 4.2, the markets might not know how to react just because it's like right there. But if anything higher than 4.2, which is basically 4.3 or higher, the markets are most likely going to dump, and it's on fears of a possible recession that we're not going to be able to divert from. As far as the job, non-farm payrolls, we'll see how that is. I'm not, I don't have any speculation on that, but obviously if we see that there was, higher than or we meet forecasts or higher, good for the markets. Lower than forecasts, obviously, or if we meet forecasts, it's probably going to not be bad. It's going to be neutral, but if we come below 160, I think it's going to, possibly be negative for the markets. I think more people are most likely looking at the unemployment, right? Unemployment numbers is what we're really most focused on. So Larry said, what if they lie? Bro, you know what it is that I'm not going to sit there and say that they're lying particularly. I'm going to say that I think that they're purposely skewing the numbers. And because what happens is a lot of times they'll release the numbers and then a few weeks down the road, they kind of slide it out there, oh yeah, we actually revised these numbers. It was these right here, and it's like something like, remember we read an article a few weeks ago and they made a mistake and they actually there was 1 million jobs less created in the last year. 1 million jobs. Isn't that insane? Something like that. And I think it's just because, I mean, we can take our tinfoil hats off or put them on, however you want to look at it. But, these numbers are fed to us, right? We don't know how accurate they are, right? Until the revised numbers come out and a little bit more data comes out. So take it how you want it. So we'll see how this goes. But that's pretty much what it is. The markets want to see unemployment come down. If we do see unemployment is still at 4.3 or higher, the markets are going to react negatively. So that's what we're waiting for. That is what we're waiting for. So let's see here. Is that IJ? Fefe is one of the third main characters in Matt's book after Pepe and Hoppy. All right. Thanks for the update, bro. I appreciate that. Art. What's up, Odie? That's my Orty bro right there, bro. What's going on? So Solana right now sitting at around 130.46. So let me tell you guys. So remember I told you that I was going to be possibly opening up a long or short, right? Don't mimic what I'm doing, right? Don't mimic what I'm doing. But for right now, and I am down technically 3-4%. It's moving around a lot, but I did open up a short for Solana. So I personally, right? I personally am anticipating that we're going to see most likely unemployment be higher than what the markets are wanting to see. This is what I'm expecting, right? This is when you're leverage trading, especially on a day like this, it could be all over the place, right? As far as, what we see at the numbers and stuff like that. I know truly in my heart, I know it, unemployment's higher than what they're telling us, but it all depends on what they're going to feed us today. So I ended up opening up a short at around 130.30. Nothing too crazy. A 40x, very small. Nothing that I'm going to lose sleep over. Just almost like I tell you guys, we use this leverage trading almost like like you're going to the casino, right? So we'll see how this plays out. Right now, I am pretty much even on my trade, down about 0.7%. So this is going to fluctuate like crazy until about 20 minutes, 19 minutes until the numbers jump out. So Gina, what's going on? Larry said, what do you think of Elon buying Standard? Larry, you are a little ahead of me on that one. I have no idea. Larry said, I hear they're going to accept Doge for books. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, right? He already accepts Doge for Tesla as far as like parts and stuff like that. I thought you could buy a car with Tesla, but supposedly yesterday someone said in the chat you can only strictly buy Tesla parts. You can't buy a vehicle or anything like that. Not that I'm sure too many people are doing that are in Doge. Not saying anything, but I know you can buy it with Bitcoin. So right now, I'm anticipating that all this is going to change, guys, in literally the next like 15, 20 minutes. We're going to see some, we're going to see some fluctuations in the markets. But for right now, for the day in the market, you guys can see pretty much we are down across the board. Look what's popped up out of nowhere. Matic. Matic's popped up, and what the hell is this pole? I'm guessing it's something on the Matic ecosystem. But Matic is up 1.5%. Sui's up 1.3%. Omnimus is up. Ton's up 2%, not coin, but for the majority of the market, we are technically down for today as of now, right? As of now, but we'll see how this plays out. Hey guys, I'm up 5% now. This is going to fluctuate like crazy. It's literally going to fluctuate. Let's see. Oh, yeah, let's check the poll. What are you guys thinking here? So it looks like we have 17% of the chat right now saying that we're going to move up, and we have 83% of the chat saying that we are going to head down. We're going to head down is what people are thinking. And, I'm just, basing this off of, like every day, right? Every day, you guys know I'm in the corporate world as well. Not only YouTube, but I'm in the corporate world out there, right? And I see what is going on. I see what's going on with these billion-dollar companies. They are laying off by the droves. By the droves, they are laying. I'm talking about whole like sections of these places, right? Not just like a few people here. I'm talking about the whole department's gone, right? And they're either going straight AI or they're shipping and going overseas, getting cheaper pay, right? I've seen it all the way from the bottom up, from like call centers all the way up to like engineers and high tech people, as far as what AI can mimic what they're doing as far as their jobs. So with that being said, you throw in this AI, you throw in how the economy technically is right now, and I would say that unemployment technically, in my opinion, is a lot higher than what they're feeding us, right? But who do I know? Or what do I know, right? Now I'm up about 10% on my trade as of now, guys. We'll see. And if you guys want to learn how to leverage trade, come join the members only squad. $5 to join, $5 a month. I mean, literally, we have our own dedicated stream on Sundays. You get your own emojis. And this weekend, we are going to literally tackle leverage trading. How, what, everything that I use as far as leverage trading. So if you guys are interested, make sure you guys come and join. And also, we do have spontaneous airdrops here and there. We've already had, I think we've had, like 5 airdrops since the last, 7 months of being a member. So, I mean, it's pretty much paid for itself. Philly said, down we go. TJ, Matic, Polygon, Larry for 130. What are you talking? Oh, yeah, they bought for 139 million. Nice. And Ricky said they are libetic. Ay. Let's look at what's the fear and greed index. And look at this, guys. Did we not call this last night? If you guys are just joining, make sure you guys slap that like. We have 14 minutes until the unemployment numbers are dropping. So we're just killing time right now. Fear and greed index, you guys can see we're at 30 now. Remember yesterday we were at 34. The day before, was it like 2 or 3 days ago, we were at like 46. And literally just a week, 10 days ago, we were literally at around 60. And, we were still in neutral, but we were like getting, coming right out of that greed. Now we are in fear, about midway into fear, and it looks like we might be getting closer towards this extreme fear right here. Historically speaking, guys, if you were just to base your buys off of your buys and sells off of just the fear and greed index, historically speaking, if you were to buy in, this is not financial advice, but if you were to buy in on extreme greed and fear and have patience, usually it pays out really well, right? Obviously, with having a good amount of patience, right? Because this isn't you buy in and then bam. Usually, unless we see a sharp drop and then we see a fast V-shaped recovery on some of these drops, but you can see that normally if you buy in on the fear or extreme fear, it usually plays off really well. So I want to look at this real quick. It says Degen News breaking Telegram CEO Durov says no. Hold on here. This wasn't the article I wanted to see. Hold on here. Ripple co-founder endorses Kamala Harris for president. All right. What's the other one? There was something else that I was just seeing. Why is Pepe sad? What's going on with Pepe? There was an article just now that I wanted to check out, and it flew by and it's gone. What is this? So Bitcoin whales buying every dip despite bearish predictions. Is 50,000 next? When did this come out? This came out literally a few hours ago. So large Bitcoin holders buy Bitcoin during these moments of low prices, proving their optimistic outlook in spite of bearish signals. A new whale transformed 65.1 million worth of Bitcoin from Binance, transferred from Binance in 7 transactions with an average of 56,841 Bitcoin per transaction. Nice. That doesn't make sense. A whale transferred 65 million worth of Bitcoin, right? But in 7 transactions, 56,000 Bitcoin would be worth a lot more, wouldn't it? That doesn't seem correct, but The market is yet to have job numbers from the United States because these have the likelihood of influencing Bitcoin. All right. And we're not even really going to read into this article, but you guys can see, just like I was just saying, you know, if right now the whales are still accumulating right now. Whales are still accumulating while we are into this greed. Even if we are going to see more downward action, a lot of these whales are slowly but surely dollar cost averaging in. And that's why they are whales and we're little guppies out here, right? Because a lot of us, not all of us, but a lot of us have basically we're sitting on the sidelines, right? Or you have your positions and you don't want to buy in because you're thinking, what if we crash more? The people that are out here making all the money during the bull markets and during these big runs, and you're like, who's selling right now while we're pumping? Those are the people that were buying in when you were terrified, right? Those are the people that were buying in when we were down like crazy and the whole market was in, you know, complete shambles as far as being terrified. Those were the people buying in, and now they're like, shit, I'm going to take profits, right? Jasmy, what's going on? Rodney's in the house. IJ said, can you give a quick analysis on PEPE? Is that how you pronounce it? PEPE? The market cap is only 1 million. We'll pull it up, bro. I got you. So if you guys are just tuning in, we have literally 10 minutes until the unemployment numbers drop. Let's see here. We are at 15% of the chat saying that we're going to move up. 85% are saying we're going to move down. So let's see how that plays out. Where is our DeFi? There it is. Real quick, IJ, what ecosystem are you speaking of? Are we on Ethereum or Solana? Let me know quickly, please. ETH, all right. So it's been out for about going on 2 months. Looking at the numbers, yep, $1.1 million market cap, liquidity locked in at 126,000. Doesn't look bad. Doesn't look bad. Let's see here. So obviously, you know, what I always say about these projects that are like a month, month and a half, 2 months, I feel like they're just getting out of that. You know, when they first, a project on DeFi, usually if it drops, if it has a good drop, you know, it gets traction, you'll see these quick run-ups, right? You'll see these quick run-ups, a lot of people just buying in real fast, you know, making their money and then selling off, right? So bam, you saw that. Now you see, you know, obviously a downward trend, but is this the end of it? Not necessarily. I would say what you're getting into now is you're going to get into that natural growth mode where this project's going to have to figure out if it's going to be able to survive, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, you can see for now, possible bottom has been in at around this drop right here, right? So we bounced. We could see when we first initially dropped, it was a lot of support right here. Found that support again. That could be the bottom. So what I would say with this project is that you could see some consolidation to the side for right now, right? Because it's not going to have those newbie gains of just dropping. You know, when a project first drops on Ethereum or Solana, it's like on the front page of DEX, you see massive people buying in, volumes up like crazy. You know, you can see now all that's kind of going down because it's going into that 2 month, threshold. So what I would say is if you're long-term on this project, keep an eye out on this spot right here that it's found some support at the 79. Somewhere around there, I would just continue to accumulate, not financial advice, if I was long-term on this project, waiting for the next run if it's going to see it, right? It's in kind of that mode or that stage where, you know, a project at this time, it's like it's a make or break kind of time where is it going to, stay relevant? Are we going to continue to still have volume coming into the project, or is it going to just chop sideways and slowly bleed out and then just become one of the same millions of other projects that really don't do much, right? So I guess it's really based off, you know, their dev team, you know, the community. I see the community did a takeover because I'm sure the first dev probably abandon the project. So, you know, it's a lot of things in factor, but for right now, like I said, I would just keep an eye out around this price range of the 79 and just be accumulating if I'm long term on this project. So, but if you want, you can come back in the next few days and we can check it out to see what's going on with the project, if it you know, if it's surviving or what. All right, guys, if you guys are just joining, we are waiting for unemployment numbers to drop. Right now, Bitcoin's sitting right under 56,000 at 55.9. Let's see here. Solana's at around 130, about 130.30. That means I'm probably like even 1% down on my trade. I do have a leverage trade open right now, a short. And the reason is because I'm anticipating that unemployment numbers are going to come out and they're going to be a little bit hotter than expected. But there's always that, you know, I personally think that unemployment's a lot higher than what it is, but it's really what they're feeding us, right? And I guess now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I probably shouldn't have bet against these people that release these numbers, because they're going to release whatever the hell they want, honestly, in my opinion. Tinfoil hats on, right? So 79% saying down, 21% saying up. So we have some people moving over towards the upside. So we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. We have literally 5 minutes until the numbers are dropping, guys. 5 minutes until they're dropping. Do you feel the suspense? So just to recap, forecast is supposed to, unemployment is supposed to come down from 4.3 to 4.2. If we see 4.2 or lower, markets will go up. If we see 4.3 or higher, markets will come down. And then non-farm payroll forecast, previous was at 114,000 jobs created. They're anticipating that this time around we created more jobs at around 160. So more jobs created, 160 or more, market goes up. And 100 and I would say 159 or below. No, I don't even think. I think if it goes to like, even if it goes to like anything higher than what the previous is, would probably be a plus. But I honestly think that it's not even, non-payroll is really it's going to go in sync with the unemployment, right? So if unemployment goes down, more jobs were most likely created, right? It's kind of a, you know, it's the same effect, right? And then vice versa. If unemployment goes up, you're going to probably see less jobs being created, most likely. So Azil, what's going on, brother? Welcome, guys. Make sure you guys are slapping that like. We have 3 minutes, guys. 3 minutes. FOMC meeting in 12 days. Looks like the market right now is 61% calling for that quarter to a 0.5 decrease in interest rates, and then you have 39% calling for some kind of a 0.5 to 0.75 decrease in interest rates. I'm sure after today, these numbers are going to change. I'm imagining as soon as these unemployment numbers drop, these numbers are going to slowly but surely change. We'll have to see how the numbers are made. So like, if let's say unemployment drops and it's higher than expected, right? You're going to most likely see this number go up. And the reason is because they're going to think if unemployment continues to increase, the Feds are most likely going to have to get a little bit more aggressive on their interest rate ease, right? And vice versa, if unemployment is down, right, at that forecast 4.2 or lower, you're going to see this over here increase, because then they're thinking, all right, the Feds can kind of do that soft landing where they can kind of do increments of small quarter percents, you know. So like I said, it will change. You can see as we have 2 minutes, the market is trying to look bullish right now. Bitcoin's right at 56K. I'm going to zoom in on Bitcoin because it's so dramatic. We're at the 5 minute. So let's see. If you guys are just tuning, make sure you guys slap that like. We have a minute and a half until unemployment numbers drop. Make sure you guys hit that like. And definitely vote on the poll. Come on. Contribute. Interact. Let's see what's going on. Bitcoin just came up. This is on the 5-minute. It looks like it came up and just slapped the 100-day SMA moving average and got rejected. So, oof. I swear, like a minute before, I feel like we get the numbers delayed, right? The market's going to move whatever it's going to do. And we have literally about a minute and like 15 seconds. You see how the market's already moving? It's like certain investors get the numbers before everybody else. I swear. We have about 1 minute, guys. 1 minute. Make sure you put your votes in. Don't vote after the fact. I'm closing the poll right when this drops. Right now we have 21% saying up, 79% saying down. All right, guys. 45 seconds. 45 seconds, guys. Get nervous. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? Just because it looks red right now doesn't mean anything. Those numbers drop. Unemployment comes up lower. You could see a very fast green candle running up and vice versa. Right, guys? All right, we got 30 seconds, guys. 30 seconds, guys. Make sure, hit the like right now before these numbers drop. Hit it. Let's go. Let's go. I'm not going to lie, guys. I'm a little nervous right now just because I have a leverage trade open. All right. I'm closing the poll. 79% saying down, 21% saying up. Close the poll. All right, let's see. Bam, numbers dropped, obviously, because look at this. Numbers dropped, obviously. What's going on? All right, so unemployment payrolls just dropped 142. So, not too bad on the payrolls. Let's see here. Bitcoin's rallying right now. Not good. All right, so unemployment met actual forecasts. Look at this, guys. Unemployment met actual forecasts at around at 4.2% unemployment, guys. Bitcoin just ran up, hit 56.7, our resistance level, and just got rejected as of now. So we'll see how this plays out, guys. So the market actually is rallying off of this news for right now. Now, it is going to fluctuate as we go on, but you guys can see that we just came out with the numbers. So we were forecast to hit 4.2. Bitcoin hit 4.2%. Previous was 4.3. So they're claiming that unemployment actually came down in the last month, right? And then non-farm payrolls, for right now, these numbers will change 100%, but they're saying that we basically, previous was 89,000. We made 142,000. So the numbers are basically looking like that unemployment is starting to come down, at least for these number reports. So we'll see how this plays out, how the markets, react. You see how we just moved up. Nice little run up towards the 56,700. I think as we move for today, we'll have to see how this plays out. And I would say, you know what? We're probably going to continue to run. The markets are very finicky, right? When the stock market opens up and ETF inflows, outflows are basically up and rolling, we're going to have to see how this plays out because it's just like the markets are very finicky. Solana right now just ran up. What did it run up to? 133. I didn't get liquidated, but I am down like crazy right now. Look at that. 30%, 29% down on my leverage trade right now. 25%. It's going to fluctuate. I made sure that I didn't do like 100x because if we did see some numbers like that were going to be inverse of what I was anticipating, I wanted to get myself a little bit of leverage, a little bit of room around so this thing can move up until I get liquidated a little over 133. So we'll see how it plays out. But obviously you guys can see that the markets are looking positive for today, right? Looking positive for today across the board. Let's see if this got updated. Let's see if it got updated. I'm sure it has not been updated yet. Okay, look at this. Look how fast this got updated, guys. So remember, just 5 minutes ago, this was at 61%. What did I say? Actually, this is a little odd. Remember I was telling you guys that if unemployment met the forecast 4.2, which it just did, right, that this was probably going to increase. But look, it actually was inverse, and now the market, it increased over here. This was at 39%. It went up 4%. That the market is calling for a half or a 0.75% increase. I'm sorry, decrease and interest, meaning that right now the market is running right now, right? But it looks like investors are still not satisfied, and they're basically saying the Feds need to be more aggressive on interest, the interest rates as far as the easing. So if you guys are just joining, make sure you guys slap that like. Unemployment just dropped. We were forecast 4.2. We just met the forecast at 4.2. So the markets are looking like they are rallying basically for right now. Non-farm payrolls, same thing. You guys can see that previous was 89,000, which they just changed those numbers. And you can see the actual was 142,000 jobs created for last month, which the markets are rallying off of that. And the reason is because of recession fears. Investors wanted to see unemployment start coming down versus going up, right? You go back 6 months ago, investors were looking for unemployment to actually go up, for the Feds to start reducing interest rates. Now that unemployment has kind of jumped up pretty high, pretty fast. Now we're at that teeter-tottering spot where we're like, all right, we're pretty high up as far as unemployment. We don't want this spiraling out of control and going into a recession. Now we want to see unemployment start coming down, and that's what they're claiming that's happening right now. Unemployment went from 4.3 to 4.2, just dropping down just that little hair of a tick. So we'll see how the markets play out. Obviously, the traditional market's going to be opening up in less than an hour from now. So I'm curious to see how the markets are going to react. The dollar right now, the DXY, let's pull up that. You can see, look at the DXY. The DXY has dropped down. Literally has dropped down. You can see this is a pretty big drop too. Dropped all the way down to $100.58, but you can see it has bounced at this support level that we've had marked here for a while. If you guys want to learn how to make these spots right here on your charts, how to find these support levels, make sure you guys hit that join button, become a member. We obviously go through all this stuff, leverage trading and all. So the dollar coming down obviously is going to be positive for risk on assets and the stock market. It's going to be nothing but a positive thing as the DXY, the dollar, starts to lose its strength. So the markets are setting up, guys. Doesn't look bad. I'm a little upset that I opened up a leverage trade. I should have known. Now watch. You guys are going to hear me bitching and complaining in a month from now when the revised numbers come out and unemployment actually is higher than what they're trying to portray, right? I think it's going to be BS, and I think that when the people that do that, they should come after them, because they're basically, if that is the case, we've seen it, in the last few months where they come up with these revised numbers, and it actually is completely opposite of what the numbers when they drop, and I feel like that's BS because they're fluctuating the markets, the markets right now are rallying off of unemployment, possibly coming down. So we'll see how that plays out, but not looking bad at all. I'm curious to see if Bitcoin's going to be able to break this resistance level at 56,700. So real quick, guys, make sure if you guys are just joining, make sure you guys slap that like. And if you're new around here, hit the subscribe. We do go live every day. We go live every day. Normally, we're live in the afternoons, about 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But on days like this, when we do have macro numbers, economy stuff, in the morning, numbers dropping, we will go live. So make sure you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe, and we do go live on the weekends as well. And on Sundays are dedicated for members only. So now look at the bubbles. Sui's up almost 8%. You can see a lot of the markets starting to come alive. Before, we looked at the markets numbers dropping, and we were pretty much in the red across the board. Now you can see it's starting to lighten up a little bit as far as more green coming across the market. So not looking bad at all, guys. Like I said, I think the next thing that we're going to wait for is when the actual market does open up in less than an hour. How is the market going to react, right? Is the stock market going to react positively? Which I would imagine it most likely is, given that the DXY has gone down a good chunk this morning, right? Off of the news of unemployment dropping. So whenever you see the DXY dropping like that, it's usually an inverse effect in regards to risk on assets, the stock market, Bitcoin, stuff like that. Usually DXY goes down, risk on assets go up, DXY goes up, and then, obviously Bitcoin and the rest of the market will go down. So right now Bitcoin just retested that 56.7 area, and it looks like it's trying to break above. So, I'm happy. I'm sad because I have my leverage trade open. Probably shouldn't have gone against, these numbers, but I did. I don't even want to look at my leverage trade right now because it's probably down like crazy. That's why, like I tell you guys all the time with leverage trading for myself, I usually don't go crazy, right? I don't go dropping thousands of dollars in leverage trading unless I know I'm so certain. Today, it's a gamble, right? We didn't know what those numbers really were going to be. So it was a gamble. I wasn't, ready to put up, anything more than what I'm just, I would go somewhere and just drop real fast, like a quick $20, $30. I'm not really worried about that, right? Obviously don't want to lose money, but at the same time, I'll be all right because on the other side, the flip side, all my investments are moving up right now. So, I'm not really too worried about it. Anything that I did, potentially could lose in that leverage trade, or I'm making it all back through my my other investments. So, if you guys are just joining, guys, welcome. So we just got unemployment numbers dropped. We were forecast to be 4.2% unemployment, coming down from 4.3, and we basically just hit the forecast of 4.2. So you guys can see as of now, Bitcoin is struggling, though. I will tell you, it has come up 1, 2. This is the third time that it's come up, and it has not been able to break and stay above this 56.7 area, right? This is a big resistance level. So we're going to have to see how this plays out. Like I said, I'm anticipating right now we'll probably hang around this area. When the market actually opens up is when I'm thinking that, that's when we're going to see really if we're going to be moving up or moving down. I'm indicating that now we're most likely going to be moving towards the upside. So Monero said, morning. As a rule of thumb, I don't trade 10 minutes before or after the news. I hear you, bro. Like I said, it was almost like I said, you go to the casino and you go and do a slot machine. That's pretty much what it was, right? That's what it was, because at the end of the day, we don't know. We truly don't know what the numbers were going to be. Like I said, I'm in the corporate world and I see all around massive layoffs everywhere, right? So I can see firsthand what's going on. I'm telling you guys, after the fact, you go a year down the road when they're looking back, they're going to be like, unemployment was actually a lot higher than what they were feeding us, I'm telling you, I got my tinfoil hat on, yes, but I can see it firsthand. I'm literally can see it firsthand. As of yesterday, massive news of, big corporations continuing the layoffs, right? And we're not talking about, them laying off, a few people. When they're doing these layoffs, Amazon, Google, all these big, Apple, all these big techs, and these are the ones that we're hearing about, right? That are making the news. A lot of them we're not hearing about. They're not just dropping a few people, maybe 100. They're dropping 10, 15, 20% of their workforce at a time, right? You're talking about the biggest corporations, Amazon, Apple, all these really big places are literally, for the last year and a half, they've been dropping. That's why unemployment has steadily been moving up, but they haven't stopped. They've continued up until yesterday, still getting word of massive layoffs from these big billion-dollar corporations. That's why I'm like, you know what? I know that unemployment's a lot higher than what they're telling us. But at the same time, like I told you guys, we read an article a month ago that they released that they actually made a mistake, and there was 1 million less jobs created in the last year. 1 million less jobs. Do you think that was intentional? Possibly. Who would it benefit? Who would it benefit for them to fudge the numbers up slightly, right? To make it look better than it really is. Maybe the current administration in office? I don't know. Who else would it benefit? Who else would it benefit, right? So it looks like for right now, Bitcoin has been rejected for now, that 56,700 area. So like I said, as the day goes on, we're going to see how this works. Right now, the dollar is below a support level, right? And it looks like it's going to hang around that area. So, you know, today, like I said, I'm curious to see how we end the week, right? We are still in September, bearish month. We have these numbers that dropped. Is this going to be are we going to be able to, you know, with this unemployment, these unemployment numbers, is it finally going to give us the pep that we need to possibly break out of this downward trend? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Monero said, I hear you. All this numbers are manipulated. Economy looks scary. 100%. 100%. You know, and I'm not like some doomsday prep or anything like that. I'm giving you the facts of what I see on my everyday basis, right? When I'm out there and I'm like I said, I rub shoulders with a lot of these people that are in these you know, that are big in these corporations and stuff like that. And they tell me, they're like, Crip, like yesterday, like Crip, they just dropped like thousands of people. You know, I'm not going to name the company or anything like that, but they're like, they just literally got rid of a whole department. And I'm like, I was like, no way. Like, you know, I know of some of these people and stuff like that. And I'm like, holy crap, you know, and this is like the 7th layoff that they've had in the last year of this certain company, you know, and I'm like, holy crap, you know? So, I mean, and then I also have family that have college degrees, right? College degrees that it literally was taking them forever, or they're still looking for jobs, them being laid off 6 months ago, and they cannot find a freaking another company to go with, right? Insane. I'm talking about college degrees, bachelor's, master's, you know, and they cannot find, or if they do find it, it's like something that's just not, you know, not something, you know, like that what their degree entitles or whatever the case is, you know, and they're telling me it is rough out here trying to get a freaking job. The low paying jobs, they're around, right? And that's another thing too, is that right now with these unemployment numbers and stuff like that, they're manipulating the numbers as well, because some of these people are having to take on 2 jobs, right? And they're kind of throwing that in there. Oh, look, more jobs created, right? No, that's just more people having to work 2 or 3 jobs, right? Art said Tesla, yep. We could go down the list. Real quick, guys, if you guys are just joining, welcome. So just to give you a quick lowdown, because I know a lot of people have to get to work, unemployment numbers did drop for Bitcoin. Unemployment numbers just dropped for basically unemployment, and we were forecast to hit 4.2% from 4.3% from last month, and we did actually meet that forecast. So unemployment looks like it's coming down for right now. As far as the numbers, the markets are reacting positively. For right now, the DXY is down. Bitcoin looks like it's on a nice little rally, but is struggling to break above the 56,700 area. So like I keep saying, as we continue on to the day, as the stock market opens up, we're going to see how particularly Bitcoin reacts with the inflows and outflows of the ETF and stuff like that. So Gina said, I've been on the hunt for tokens with low supply. A lot of them are very expensive. I found one Dash. It is an old token. Can you please check and give your opinion on Dash? Look at that fear and greed index down to 30. So you said you're looking for, you're looking for tokens with low supply. So a couple things, Gina, first that we look at. So you are correct. Circulating supply is only at 11 million, right? Only at 11 million as of right now. But if you can see the circulating supply, it's at 63%, which means there's still another 37% that are going to be released into circulation. Max supply right now is at 18.9 million, right? Total supply is at 11.9. So what I would encourage, Gina, I wouldn't even look at the numbers right now. If this is what you're looking for, I would encourage you to go on to Dash. You can look at their website. You see how they have the official website right here? You can go into their website. Oh, look, and better yet, their white papers right here. You can go into their white paper, look at the tokenomics, and they will tell you when they're going to be releasing more tokens into circulation. But what I will say is that, under 19 million, that's a small circulating supply, right? But just because it has a small circulating supply doesn't necessarily mean the project's gonna, it's destined to run like crazy, right? I don't really particularly know anything about Dash in particular, right? But what I will say is that, it's trading on Binance, it's on Crypto.com, Kraken, Gate.io. It's on a lot of bigger exchanges, so it has exposure. Market cap relatively low, 284 million. Circulating supply as of right now, very small. So I mean, it has everything that you're looking for as far as those numbers, right? So I would just look into the white paper, see when they're going to be releasing more tokens. It might be for years down the road, right? Not something that you might not even have to worry about. As far as the charts, that took a while for me to do that. So just pulling up a fib, this is obviously the whole chart right here back from 2020. You can see obviously 2021, it went on a nice run when we were in our previous bull run. Since then, it has obviously gone down. And you can see as of late, as of 2023, 2024, it's kind of been sitting around consolidating sideways. I know you said that this project's been out for a little while. I mean, it's been out, 2020. So, I mean, the project's not fairly old, but it's not, it's definitely not new. So, with these projects, it's like generating that hype back up for the project, right? Because I'm going to sneeze. Oh, excuse me. So with these, with this particular project and projects that are similar to this, they have to stay relevant, right? As far as just like really keeping investors coming in. So, given that there's so many freaking projects nowadays, you go back 2020, there was a lot less. Now 2024, there's literally millions of projects out there. If not, you want to talk about traditional market, thousands of projects that are out there, right? So the market's diluted in regards to projects. So, the reason why I bring this up is because just because it has low supply, low market cap, all that good stuff, doesn't necessarily mean that this project is going to go on a crazy run, right? So you need to look at the fundamentals, look at the white paper. As far as the chart, you can see it's down. I mean, right now, if you were to, if you were looking to buy in long term, it doesn't look bad. Looking at the whole chart, you're getting better price action that you pretty much have ever had in this chart. So I would most likely do my research on the project, see what it has going on, see if it's relevant right now, and go from there. So, all right. So just a recap, guys. So Bitcoin is obviously doing fairly well right now. What is Solana at? Because I know I'm about to get I got liquidated. Gosh dang it. I'm never going against this freaking watch. I'm telling you, you guys are gonna hear me bitching and complaining in a month from now when they're like, oh, the revised numbers came out and unemployment actually is a lot higher, right? You guys are gonna hear me bitching and complaining. But that's my own stuff. So numbers came out, 4.2% is what unemployment numbers came, forecast to hit 4.2. So we did hit that forecast. We are down from previous 4.3. The markets wanted to see, unemployment start coming down. They got what they wanted, right? Definitely positive. I want to see what the actual market's going to look like today, the stock market, ETFs. But for right now, it looks like we're setting up, looks not bad, right? Obviously, we'll take a green day. We're definitely, if you zoom out on the charts, it's really nothing as of now. We haven't really gone up or anything like crazy. We're still on this downward move, in the market. So we'll see how it plays out. But unemployment definitely came down a smidget, and the markets are reacting as of now. Let me just update this real quick. Holy crap, look at this. Oh my God, look at that. So now the market's literally calling for a 0.5, 0.75 for September's FOMC meeting. That's crazy. That is probably the biggest fluctuation I've seen in such a short period of time. Before we started the stream, or before the numbers dropped, remember it was like 50 something percent over here and 39%, 61, 39, and boom, it literally just literally reversed. That's crazy. So the market's calling for some kind of a more aggressive stance from the Feds. So we'll see how this plays out. We have less than 2 weeks for the Fed meeting until the Fed meeting comes out. So, but other than that, guys, I appreciate you guys being here. I hope you guys have a great, productive day. If you guys are new here, if you're watching after the fact, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Become a member of the No FUD squad. I thank you guys so much. Hit that like, and I will see you guys most likely later on today. If not, I will be here all weekend. We will have our streams. So other than that, be safe. Have a productive day today. I will see you guys all later, or if not, tomorrow during the day. All right, guys?